Hello children, welcome back to the class of biology. In the last period we had started with a new chapter, chapter number 15, improvement in food resources. We started with what are food resources, examples of food resources, how we can save our resources and what can be done in order to get better yield, or what are the methods of getting better food. We also discussed about different types of revolutions like green revolution, white revolution, blue revolution and yellow revolution. I hope you might have gone through all the types of revolution and you might have found information about it. Please share it with me. Okay, today we'll be talking about crop production. How we can get a better yield of crops. Because last time we ended with a question that how do we increase the yields of crops and livestock. Now livestock will be talking in the next video. In this video we'll be talking about crops. Now when we talk about yield, what is yield? Yield means to get. When we talk about crops, we are talking about cereals, pulses, oilseeds, fruits and vegetables. When we talk about cereals, they include wheat, rice, maize, millets, sorghum. Now, you might have seen sorghum, but you don't know what it is. So, try to get more information about crops because our country is agriculture country and most of our people are engaged in farming. We live in Charotar and Charotar is a place which is very famous for farming and agriculture. So you must know all about it. And agriculture is really a very good field and you can make a good career in agriculture. Okay, so when we are talking about cereals, what do they provide us? How do they help us? They provide carbohydrate and energy. They provide carbohydrate in order to get energy. So we get energy from cereals. When we talk about pulses, the examples include gram. Gram means chana, जो आप चना खाते हो वो. P is vatana. Black gram, that is urad. Green gram, that is मूंग. आप जो मूंग खाते हो. Pigeon pea and lentils. You must know all these terminologies and you eat it every day, you consume it every day, so you must know what is the name of it and how does it help. Okay, so pulses, this you have already learned in your lower classes that they provide protein. When we talk about oil seeds, they include soybean, groundnut, sesame, castor, mustard, linseed and sunflower. Now how do we consume it? We consume it in the form of oil. जो हम तेल खाते हैं वो आपको पता होना चाहिए कि वो एक ही तरह का नहीं होता है. We don't consume only one kind of oil. वो अलग अलग तरह का होता है. You might have heard your mother saying કે અથાણામાં તો કપાસિયા ના ચાલે, અથાણામાં તો સિંગ તેલ જ નાખવું પડે તો જ મજા આવે, તો જ એનો સ્વાદ આવે. And there are certain people who use sarso, that oil they use for making pickles in order to extend the shelf life of the pickle so that they live for a long time. And even for our health we must consume the oil which has less fatty acids, and so we must use different types of oil in our food, not a particular type of oil. So we must keep on changing. If we have used groundnut oil this year, then we must use mustard oil for the next year and then sunflower oil. So we can keep on changing the variety of oil so that we don't add more fats to our diet. Okay, so oil seeds they provide necessary fats, and as fats they give energy, so they are needed for our body. Okay, when we talk about vegetables, seeds, spices and fruits, then they provide vitamins and minerals. Now, how do vitamins and mineral help us? They help us to keep away diseases, and they also help us to get immunity against diseases. Okay, so this is all about the information about the crops, because you must know what we grow and how does it help us. Okay, here you can see some pictures of cereals and pulses, and you might also have seen in the fields. You might have also seen at your home that certain things are brought at your home. So during the vacation, when you're at home, go through all the things that you have at your home and try to learn it. And practical knowledge is the best knowledge. कितना भी मैं आपको पढ़ा लूँ, लेकिन अब अगर खुद देखोगे, go to a field visit once, see the crops, you'll be really surprised to see the crops growing in the field, and you'll enjoy it. Okay, what are the requirements of a good crop yield? If you want to get good crop, अगर अच्छा crop चाहिए तो क्या क्या requirements होनी चाहिए? Now you know that there are different climatical conditions for a crop to grow. Now all crops do not grow in the same climatical conditions. There are certain crops which need more hot conditions. There are certain crops which need less water. There are some which need more water. So depends upon the climatical conditions also, because the climate should be appropriate for the crop to grow. Otherwise it may not grow properly and we may not get proper yield. जो हमको चाहिए वो हमको नहीं मिलेगा. Temperature is a major factor which affects the yield of crops. Sunlight, when we talk about sunlight, then we talk about photoperiods. Photo means light. So photoperiods means for the growth and completion of the life cycle of the crops, certain amount of sunlight is needed. So certain duration is required, कि उसको इतनी ही धूप चाहिए, उससे ज़्यादा भी नहीं और उससे कम भी नहीं. So there the farmer should know how much thing is required for it, and they don't go to universities, but they have experience and they learn from that. But see, if experience and degree both are with you, then you can get more yield, and it will be very helpful for you to get better crops. On the basis of that, the crops are divided into two major parts, that are the kharif crops and the rabi crops. Now when we talk about kharif crops, here you can see rice, corn, soybean, sugarcane, groundnut and cotton are the examples of the kharif crops, and wheat, oat, chickpea, mustard, almond and broccoli are the examples of the rabi crops. Now what are these kharif crops and rabi crops? You have learned this in your lower classes, but still let us revise it. Kharif crops are the crops which are sown at the beginning of the rainy season, for example between April and May. And the major kharif crops are rice, maize, cotton, jowar, bajra. When we talk about the rabi crops, they are the crops that are sown at the end of monsoon. Monsoon के end में वो सो किए जाते हैं, और at the beginning of the winter season. तो अभी सीज़न है सितंबर और अक्टूबर के बीच में, और अभी तो सो भी कर लिया होगा. अभी जो क्रॉप्स लहराते हुए आपको दिख रहे होंगे, अभी जो सो किए होंगे, लहराते हुए नहीं. लहराते हुए कब दिखते हैं? जब हम उनको हार्वेस्ट करते हैं. सो द crops that are sown now are the rabi crops. So the major rabi crops are wheat, gram, peas and barley. तो आप खेत पे जाना, आपके अंकल ने wheat सो किए होंगे. So you can see how they sow it. Okay, now I would like to share you some facts about agriculture. The history of agriculture in India dates back in Indus Valley civilization. जब से इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन शुरू हुआ है, तब से एग्रीकल्चर हमारे देश में चल रहा है. सो वी आर द ओल्डेस्ट वंस doing the agriculture, and we must know many things about it. And we must also know some data about our country, and that shows that India ranks second worldwide in farm outputs. And according to the census of 2018, agriculture employed more than 50% of the Indian workforce and contributed 17 to 80% to the country's GDP. Now you must know the full form of GDP. You must know as a सिटीज़न ऑफ द कंट्री, आप रहते हो देश में तो आपको पता होना चाहिए कि इंडिया की जीडीपी कितनी है, कितना एजुकेशन में जीडीपी जाता है, कितना एग्रीकल्चर के लिए यूज़ होता है, कितने परसेंटेज है उसके अलग अलग फील्ड्स में. सो इट इज़ सेड दैट अकॉर्डिंग टू द लेटेस्ट रिपोर्ट, agriculture is the primary source of livelihood for 58% population in India. In 2016, agriculture and allied sectors like animal husbandry, forestry, and fisheries accounted for 15.4% of the GDP. See, now I have given you the full form of GDP is gross domestic product. जो हम डेवलप करते हैं और उसका जो प्रोडक्ट आता है उससे हमें जो फ़ायदा होता है, और व्हाट वी गेट इज़ द GDP with about 31% of the workforce in 2014. And India ranks first in the world with the highest net cropped area, followed by US and China. The economic contribution of agriculture to the India's GDP is steadily declining with the country's broad-based economic growth. Now it's up to the people who are managing, and they must try to improve the GDP interest or the rate of interest of agriculture. Still, agriculture is demographically the broadest economic sector and plays a significant role in the overall socio-economic fabric of India. अभी भी जितना भी है तो भी एग्रीकल्चर it really helps us a lot, we Indians. Okay, India exported $38 billion worth of agriculture products in 2013, making it the 7th largest agriculture exporter worldwide and the 6th largest net exporter. So we should be proud for our country. Most of its agriculture exports serves developing and least developed nations. Indian agriculture, horticulture and processed foods are exported to more than 120 countries, and primarily to the Japan, Southeast Asia, the SAARC countries, European Union and the United States. So we must feel proud कि हमारा जो ग्रो किया हुआ प्रोडक्ट्स है they are exported worldwide. Okay, now what are the different practices that are involved in farming? When we talk about farming, then we must see that whenever we are planting the seeds, there are certain steps for agriculture. You have learned in your lower classes that how we do the agriculture, or how do we sow the seeds, or how do we get the plant. So the major factor is, the first thing is we take the seeds in order to sow. So the major factor is the selection of seeds, जो choice of seeds for planting, कौन से seeds हमने लिए हैं. देन इज़ द नर्चरिंग ऑफ द क्रॉप प्लांट्स, उसको नर्चर करना पड़ता है. जैसे एक मम्मी होती है, जो मदर होती है, वो बच्चे का ध्यान रखती है, वैसे ही एक फार्मर जो होता है वो पूरा दिन धूप में खड़ा रह के अपने क्रॉप्स का ध्यान रखता है. ही टेक्स utmost care of his crops so that he gets the best quality crops and the best yield out of the crops that are sown, the seeds that are sown. प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ द ग्रोइंग एंड हार्वेस्टेड क्रॉप्स फ्रॉम लॉस. अब जब उसने बोया है तो उसको पाना भी है, तो अगर उसको पाना है तो उसको अच्छा यील्ड चाहिए. ही नीड्स अ गुड थिंग, एंड सो इन ऑर्डर टू प्रिवेंट द लॉस, उसको प्रोटेक्ट करना पड़ता है वो क्रॉप्स को. सो देयर शुड बी सर्टेन टेक्निक्स बाय विच द क्रॉप्स कैन बी प्रोटेक्टेड. ओके, सो व्हाट आर द मेजर एक्टिविटीज़ फॉर इम्प्रूविंग द क्रॉप यील्ड्स? क्या करना चाहिए जिससे क्रॉप्स इम्प्रूव हो उसकी क्वालिटी? So there are three major activities. The first one is the crop variety improvement, the second one is crop production improvement, and the third is protection management. We'll not talk about all three in this topic or today's session. We'll be dealing with just one. We'll continue for the other two in the next session. Okay, when we talk about crop variety improvement, it is the primary step to improve food crop production. So, food crops are agricultural crops which are grown for sale. Profit. अब कुछ कर रहे हैं तो कुछ पाने के लिए ही कर रहे होंगे. एवरी इज प्रोफेशन, सो इज एग्रीकल्चर. सो अगर एग्रीकल्चर क्रॉप्स ग्रो कर रहे हैं तो सेल भी करेंगे उसको, एंड व्हेन दे सेल in return they'll get a profit. So it helps in the development of crops with desired traits such as high yields, disease resistance, quality product and response to fertilizers. तो किन किन चीज़ों से उनको प्रोटेक्ट करना है? एक तो हाई यील्ड चाहिए, डिजीज रेजिस्टेंस होना चाहिए. सो इट शुड बी फ्री फ्रॉम डिजीजेस. हाउ इट कैन गेट डिजीजेस? प्लांट्स को भी डिजीज होते हैं. येस, दे गेट डिजीज़ थ्रू पेस्ट. अगर पेस्ट आ जाते हैं तो क्रॉप्स को डैमेज कर देते हैं और उसकी क्वालिटी ख़राब हो जाती है, एंड दस दे आर डिजीज्ड. सो दे प्रोटेक्ट, द फार्मर्स प्रोटेक्ट द क्रॉप्स फ्रॉम द पेस्ट बाय स्प्रेइंग पेस्टिसाइड्स. सो इंसेक्टिसाइड्स और पेस्टिसाइड्स जो स्प्रे करते हैं, they know the amount, how much they have to spray in order to keep away diseases, and that also should not affect us also. So only whenever we bring fruits and vegetables at our home, we wash it thoroughly in order to make it free from the sprinkles that are spread on the vegetables. Okay, quality product and response to fertilizer. So it should be such. Now, varieties of crops can be selected by breeding for various useful characteristics such as disease resistance, response to fertilizers, product quality and high yields. Now, what is breeding? In last chapter, I think in the last session I had explained what is breeding. Combining two varieties in order to get the one which is desired. हमको जो चाहिए, अगर हमको सीधे से नहीं मिलता है तो हम क्या करते हैं? वी कंबाइन different techniques. By different techniques we combine the different varieties of crops and we get a new yield or a new variety, and that is called the method of breeding. So one way of incorporating desirable characteristics into crop varieties is by hybridization. Now, what is hybridization? Hybridization refers to crossing between genetically dissimilar plants. Now, again, what is genetically dissimilar plants? Genetics, you have learned about plant cell and animal cell. You have learned about DNA. You know what is DNA? DNA is deoxynucleic ribose, deoxyribose nucleic acid, and these cells, they include genes. So we have the genetic material, that is the DNA, and it helps to transmit the characteristics, the genetic characteristics. So similarly in plants also, they belong to certain genetic material, and they are different genetically. We know that everyone possesses a unique DNA. हमारी पहचान है ना हमारे DNA. So same way even plants, they are genetically different. So when the cross section is done between two genetically dissimilar plants, दो अलग अलग plants को के genes को क्रॉस किया जाता है, और उसको क्रॉस करके जो नया प्रोडक्ट बनता है उसको हाइब्रिडाइजेशन कहते हैं. सो वी गेट द हाइब्रिड लेमन्स, वी गेट द हाइब्रिड कैरेट्स. જે દેશી હોય છે એ તો બહુ નાના નાના હોય છે ને, જો દેશી કેરેટ્સ होते हैं वो बहुत छोटे छोटे होते हैं. बट देन व्हेन वी डू द क्रॉस सेक्शन, देन वी गेट द हाइब्रिड वंस. Okay, so what are the ways of crossing in hybridization? How it is crossed? So there are three different ways. Intervarietal crossing, that is between two different varieties. दो अलग अलग varieties के जो crops होते हैं उनको क्रॉस किया जाता है. इंटरस्पेसिफिक मीन्स बिटवीन टू डिफरेंट स्पीसीज ऑफ सेम जीनस. नाउ you have learned about the classification of plants and classification of animals, and you have learned that plants are classified under the different families. They belong to the plant kingdom, और प्लांट किंगडम में भी अलग अलग क्लासिफिकेशन होता है. एनिमल्स में भी आपने क्लासिफिकेशन सीखा है. यू हैव लर्न अबाउट द हर्बीवोर्स, कार्निवोर्स, ओमनीवोर्स. सो यू नो दैट द टाइगर एंड कैट दे बिलोंग टू द कैट फैमिली. तो ये जो फैमिली, स्पीसीज, जीनस, दिस इज ऑल द क्लासिफिकेशन दैट कम्स अंडर. तो सेम जीनस जिसका होता है लेकिन दो अलग स्पीसीज होते हैं, उसको अगर क्रॉस करके जो प्रोडक्ट बनाया जाता है दैट इज कॉल्ड द इंटरस्पेसिफिक वे ऑफ क्रॉसिंग. एंड द थर्ड टाइप इज द intergeneric. Now what is intergeneric? Between two different genera. Genera is, I'll explain what is genera. Genera is the plural of genus. So it is a taxonomic rank that is used in biological classification of living and fossil organisms as well as viruses in biology. तो प्लांट्स में भी ये होता है, नॉट ओनली इन वायरसेस एंड एनिमल्स. तो बायोलॉजिकल हियरार्की जो होती है, हियरार्की इज द ट्री. जो हमारी फैमिली ट्री होती है वैसे ही प्लांट्स और एनिमल्स की भी फैमिली ट्री होती है. दे ऑल्सो हैव अ हियरार्की. हियरार्की मीन्स द क्लासिफिकेशन टेबल. तो उसके हिसाब से जो क्लासिफिकेशन होता है, जीनस कम्स अबाउ स्पीसीज एंड बिलो फैमिली. तो उसकी जो हियरार्की पूरी होती है उसमें स्पीसीज जो होते हैं उसके पहले जीनस आता है और उसके बाद फैमिली आता है. यू डोंट नीड टू गेट इनटू टू मच डिटेल. दिस इज जस्ट फॉर योर इन्फॉर्मेशन. You just have to concentrate on different techniques and methods used for getting better crops. Okay, now when we talk about the method that is genetically modified crops, that is the another way of improving the crop. अगर अच्छा yield चाहिए, अच्छे crops चाहिए, then the another method of getting it is by genetically modified crops. Now introducing a gene that would provide the desired characteristics. ऐसा एक अलग जीन डाल देना है उसमें जिससे हमें बेटर क्रॉप्स मिले. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, सी गोल्डन राइस हैज़ बीन engineered with the 3 genes that increase its nutritional value. We have to think in that point of view also, that we want such kind of foods or crops that also increase the nutritive value, so that we can get good nutrients from the crops that we are getting. So here we have an example in which the golden rice has been engineered with 3 genes. उसको 3 genes उसमें incorporate किए गए हैं जिसकी वजह से उसकी nutritional value बढ़ गई. So these are the different ways by which we can get good crops. Now in order to get good acceptance, अगर हमको अच्छा चाहिए तो क्या क्या होना चाहिए? So we must have good quality seeds of a particular variety. The weather should be pleasant and that should be good for the crops. The quality of the soil should be better. Now you have learned about the soil, you have learned about the different layers of soil. You know what are the different varieties of soil, which kind of crop grows better in which kind of soil. You have learned about the clay soil, sandy soil, loamy soil. You know which crops grow in which type of soil. Availability of water. Nowadays we have the facility of dams, and now rainwater is not an issue, but still our country is major dependent of rain, or rainwater is the best. Now we have different techniques by which we can preserve the rainwater, and we can keep it for a long time, and which can help in the irrigation purposes. But we also must include varieties that are grown in diverse climatic conditions in order to avoid situations during drought and flood. अगर कोई ऐसी भी परिस्थिति आई तो भी हमारे पास ऑप्शंस होने चाहिए that how can we get better crops. And we must have varieties that are tolerant to high soil salinity. Now we'll talk about the soil salinity later on, but we must know कि soil की एक लिमिट होती है and it must have certain factors which includes varieties which are tolerant to soil salinity. We'll talk about it later on. Here we are not discussing in too much detail. Okay, now factors for which variety improvement can be done. कौन कौन से factors है जिसकी वजह से improvement किया जाता है. So those factors include higher yield, improved quality, biotic and abiotic resistance, change in maturity, duration, wider adaptability, and desirable agronomic characteristics. Now these words are very new for you and we'll be discussing these points in detail in the next session. This I listed down so that you can go through it before I explain it to you. Okay, I hope you have understood this part. I think practically if you visit the field then you will get the better understanding of this chapter. And still the things that I have explained to you, again you go through the video, read the lesson once again and go through the concept once again so that you can understand it better. Okay, we'll talk about the next part of the lesson in the next part. Hope till now you have understood well. Have a nice day. Thank you. And still if you have any doubt you may feel free to ask me anytime. Thank you.